All right, Peru day 0. We have just arrived at JFK Airport. Jessica's here, Giovanna's here, and we're pumped. By the way, we're in the Chase Sapphire Lounge. I've already dug into their free buffet. We got some creamy chicken, some focaccia, red lentils, what looks like pita, and some couscous.
Exactly. I was like, don't worry.
Pretty good.
We'll have at least one.
6.8 out of 10. Giovanna is already coming through with surprises. Let's see it. Show me. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, and it's got our name on it. Giovanna. Marissa is already crying. We're not even 10 minutes into this trip and the tears are flowing.
I'm sweating.
Look at it, it's even got a little pisco sour on it. And we've got our destinations. We've got Lima, Cusco, Huacachina, Paracas, and Puerto Fiel with the alpaca. All right, for some reason, Giovanna got me a double XL. Not too mad at it though. Got the back. By the way, the Chase Sapphire Lounge bathroom is super nice. The poop potential is enough to make me want to get a Sapphire Reserve card. Dude, this Chase Sapphire Lounge is pretty sweet. Free cocktails, free food. Legit. What have I been doing my whole life?
Mine looks a little neat. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. She's serious.
Boom.
Look at her. She got a baby one.
99% sure I left my Kindle in the security bin when I went through TSA. We have landed in Peru, but now we're just in customs forever, apparently. Okay, like 30 minutes later, we are out of customs and heading to our Airbnb. Gonna catch a few more hours of sleep before we actually do anything today. Big squad. We got a big crew, so we got a nice big van to take us into the city. Big ocean waves. Sick view of the ocean from the road leading to our Airbnb. Okay, we have just entered the Airbnb. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. Got the little living room area here. Here's the view from our window. We have even a little bit of an ocean view. Very nice. Nice bedroom. King size bed. Looks very cozy. Birds are chirping. Good closet space. Little kitchenette. Nothing fancy, which is just fine. Don't plan on doing any cooking here whatsoever. Nice looking bathroom, and there is a bidet! Hell yeah. Towel rack is a PVC pipe. All right, Jess and I are gonna get hopefully a good hour, maybe 2 hours of sleep before we meet up with the rest of the crew for breakfast. All right, just took a good hour and a half long nap. Just left the Airbnb to go grab some coffee and a little snack for Jess and I before we meet up with the rest of the crew for lunch. As I mentioned, we are staying in the Miraflores neighborhood, which I'm getting the impression is probably of the higher socioeconomic order in terms of neighborhoods go. All right, back at the Airbnb, got our iced lattes, and we got an empanada con lomo, which is like steak, and an alfajor with Nutella and pistachio. Alfajors are one of the many dishes that Peru is known for and specializes in. All right, Jess and I are sharing this empanada, so I'm gonna take my first bite. Excellent empanada, lots of steak. Sometimes when you get these beef empanadas, they're usually filled with like a little steak and other stuff like potato or something. But as you can see around the hard-boiled egg in there, this one's got a pretty decent amount of steak and like full pieces of steak in there. I just took a few more bites, so there's an even better view of all the steak in there. Here's an up-close view of the alfajor, which Jess has already taken a large bite into. Let me give this thing a try for myself. Very good alfajor. Not exactly what I understand to be like a traditional alfajor, but I'm still gonna eat the rest of it because it's delicious. However, I am gonna seek out some of the more traditional alfajores later on. All right, we are well caffeinated, going to meet up with the rest of the crew to go into El Centro de Lima. Giovanna and crew have a sick view from their apartment. Hopefully this fog will lift soon. It's about 1:30 p.m. and it is a balmy 75 degrees. And we have arrived at Lima's city center. The architecture here is just so beautiful. Very cool looking church. The facade of this building is made entirely of wood. Trying to get a close-up of this very intense Jesus statue overlooking the plaza here. All right, we got Frankenstein and what looks like a dead nun walking around the plaza here. We are in Plaza de Armas de Lima. Ooh, Museo del Pisco. All right, gonna try a frozen pisco de maracujá, which is passion fruit.
Try?
Delicious. Can barely taste the pisco, it's kind of dangerous. This is the changing of the guard in front of the Casa del Presidente, the president's house. I'm gonna try the chicha morado. Tastes like a non-alcoholic sangria with a little bit of like clove in it. Delicious, very refreshing. One of the coolest things about this area so far are these really beautiful street lamps. Time to introduce everybody. We got Giovanna, the leader, the impetus for this entire trip. We got Eric. We got Marissa, Joyce, Sana, Jessica, the love of my life, and Dana. Jessica got another empanada with ají de gallina and some kind of salsa on top of it. Jess, how would you rate this empanada?
5.
A 5 out of 10?
I think Peru can do better.
Okay. Dana got a meat empanada. How would you rate that empanada, Dana?
It's good. 7.
7. Okay, we got a 5 and we got a 7. Got another badass looking church here that is partially under construction. We are going to check out the Museo Convento San Francisco y Catacumbas. That is the Museum Convent of San Francisco and Catacombs. All right, so we are just leaving the Catacombs de San Francisco. I was not able to take photo or video in there, but I highly recommend it if you ever visit Peru. It is a functioning monastery and cemetery, and in the catacombs, over 40,000 people are buried. Walking through there is just bones upon bones. If you want to see a really cool relic from the late 1500s, check out the Catacumbas de San Francisco. Totally worth it. Got the bodega dog doing his thing. All right, so we are leaving the Plaza de Armas area and we're heading back towards the Airbnb to hit a spot where we can drink some pisco sours until dinner time. So as we are leaving the Plaza de Armas, there's Jessica. We happen upon this really beautiful pedestrian street with lots of shops, restaurants, right in the downtown. Very happening area over here. Quick view of another plaza while we wait for the Uber. This is Plaza San Martin. All right, we have arrived back at Miraflores. This is the park right above the Larcomar Mall, where we're gonna go for our pisco sours and drinks. Gotta point out that this is a super legit skate spot. Check out these waxed ledges. I wasn't joking, the mall is literally under this park. That is a TGI Fridays with an ocean view right there. Got my brethren on their skateboards right here. Check out this view from Largo Mar. That sandy line you're seeing in the center is a big old rip current. Another sick view from up here. If I zoom way in, those little dots are surfers. No doubt, because these waves are pretty sick. I wasn't lying. There is the TGI Fridays, and there is the view. We have arrived at our restaurant, and here is the view. The resident kitty in attendance. Got an absolutely beautiful sunset.
Thank you,
Cheers. Thank you, Giovanna. First dinner in Peru.
Welcome.
Alright, I was fiending so hard for a pisco sour, I forgot to mention that I had ordered one. And it's big and it's delicious. I give it an 8. Alright, we got some ceviche here. We got some fried stuff with some creamy cilantro sauce. We got a classic mixed ceviche over here, and then we got what looks like fried shrimp. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Gracias la bruja para la comida. Sí, sí se puede.
Best speech in Spanish I've ever heard. Alright, I got lomo saltado with papas fritas. Jess got ají de gallina. We're gonna split them. Ají de gallina is my personal favorite Peruvian dish. Marissa got osobuco. Also looks delicious. Alright, starting off with the lomo saltado. Look at the disgust on Marissa's face at hearing that well done steak was ordered at this table.
I didn't know she had a red flag, but there it is.
You know, she's a 10, but
she gets well done steaks.
yeah. Marissa said it better than I could. The lomo saltado is delicious, very flavorful, but because I'm splitting it with Jess, got it well done, I would prefer it medium. And yeah, she's the love of my life, so you know what? It doesn't matter. It's the most delicious steak I've ever had in my life. I'm gonna be a much harsher judge on the ají de gallina because I actually love this.
Wow,
dish.
this is amazing.
Ají de gallina is solid. It tastes a little different than what I'm used to, and I cannot quite put my finger on it, but very good nonetheless. I decided the pisco sour was actually a little too much sour mix, so I ordered a beer. Been drinking this Pilsen, basically a Pilsner. Pretty good, standard light beer. It is about 9:45 p.m. We are back at the Airbnb. I'd say it was an overall very successful first day in Peru. We saw Plaza de Armas, which is a must-do, along with the catacombs. And we got to eat a traditional Peruvian dinner with an incredible sunset view. But of course, the best part was the company that we kept. I know that sounds corny, but traveling with people that you like and get along with can really make or break the experience. So that's all for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.